Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans, and the Great Spirit, and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it.
Stop it?
As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress.
They're racist.
In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this. Grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Sadly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't.
And that.
I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, I'm going to get wiped out.
Yeah. Let's just, oh, wait, we gotta talk to everybody else. First. Let's talk to Rinwell.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell?
To be
The whole talk about the
shocked.
Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Danan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though.
I wonder what the fuck he
Dana's
looks
will
like.
feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Right, now, Dohalim and Law.
Law! I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live, and I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do, or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
The homie Law. The homie Law. Alright, Dohalim. Where's that sexy motherfucker at? There he is.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
To say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator, so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
That fist in the like front of the chest is so anime. I love it. I love it.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that.
That is also true.
It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything
Yeah,
that she
Naori,
did.
go to for real.
Yeah. I
Should
want
go
a
to for real,
future
for real.
that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live.
Yeah, you will
and
live.
That's the honest truth.
You'll live. Let me check my sound real quick. It's okay. Yeah. No. 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 Alright, it sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Xion.
I love the soundtrack.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Xion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Xion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Xion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
That's actually a good
while
theory.
the main body resides in Rena.
Xion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Yeah. We all look great, by the way.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine. I'm sure of it.
Right.
We're in fucking space. Alright. This might very well be the last mission. I'm kind of nervous. Because I really like this game and I don't want it to end.
Do you have your answer for me? We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy.
Okay.
Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational. It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it
We're not gonna let her
remains,
die.
it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However,
I knew it.
doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alfin?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alfin.
Lod nodding his head like, yeah, that's my homie.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Yeah, well, no shit.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
Let's do this.
Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Oh, thanks.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Oh man, we've come a long way. weird when you realize we're actually near the fucking end.
Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. But with the amount of energy we're talking about here...
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrect 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details, so assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Let's handle our business, dog. Let's handle our business. Oh. Oh, we have to talk to this woman. Oh, excuse me.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renins really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renin people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renins even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renins for who they were. I hated them just for being Renin. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renins not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renins who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renins are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renins and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need
way
a
he
helping
speaks is
hand,
just,
don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
They're cute together.
Don't even mention it.
What do I feel this way
And
for
really,
fictional
when
characters?
you
It's not
think about
fair.
Now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Cool scene. But I'm gonna switch him back to his black suit just because black is fire. We like the color black. Are we gonna have cutscenes between everyone? I knew it. Law and... Okay, hey, look, bro. These two are just something else.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I actually have a crush on you before we die. I
Well,
want to tell you that.
If everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
Hey, that was beautifully said.
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Everett 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Oh, I just hit my leg. I ruined that amazing moment.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will... Well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Oh, I'm falling into this game too much. Fuck this game. I hate how much it's drawn me into the characters. I don't like this anymore. What is going on?
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
Now these two are something else.
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
That's a beautiful shot.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
I wonder.
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end.
My boy.
I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen.
I mean, they're obviously in love. It's not a fucking, like, surprise. They're obviously in love.
Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
That's actually the first
I
time
remember
I've
how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
Grab
You
her.
won't have to worry about that for much longer.
Grab her.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I love this game.
Everybody get enough rest? You ready?
Get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrect 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
Because we built different, bitch. Because we built different. No, we disrespect to
We
the...
exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Alright, I will be taking a quick bathroom break, and then we're gonna finish this shit. So I'll see you in a bit. We back? We're back. So let's do this. This is it, man. This is the end. This is the end.
Really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Jesus fucking Christ. Wow.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Pain.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
How many people
This
died
is what
here?
the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
Yeah.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
You'd drown.
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength. It's that it's sentient, too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance.
Yeah.
The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly.
Yeah, weaken it.
If
Weaken
this
it
is
with the
their
thorns.
host,
Weaken it with the
they
thorns.
should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least.
Right.
And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Yeah, Law. Oops.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renans, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands.
Pause.
Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Alright, let's get going. I feel like this is the boss area. Oh, never mind, we gotta go there. Let's see what's over here.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Oops. Oops. Got it.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
Let's do this.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Take this! I'm not... Shadow! Here I come! I'm not done!
Hold on to your art.
Here I come!
Here I come. Photon
I can carve through armor!
You're finished!
You picked the wrong fight!
That'll bring you down.
You're mine! Watch, here I come!
Dance in the wind.
Okay. This is man, let's see what's semi out. Okay, this is. Let's check our items real quick. We probably don't have enough for everyone. Should have bought more, but I'm stupid.
Astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Confiscated. Will this help?
No escape! Dragon up!
Healing circle.
Take this!
I owe you, Theon.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Wait, you can't stay here.
I have no limits! Take this!
Dance in the
Coming
go.
through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
searing flame. Reload.
Damn it!
Out of it.
Burn in hell!
Annihilation.
I'm not done!
Do it. Burning.
Look sharp!
Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Sword Lane Alpha! Carbine!
That's
You're finished!
Glimmer
It exploded?
Don't get caught in the blast!
I'm on a roll
Do it!
now! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! Oh, that shit's so badass.
Take this!
I'm going to use
My
all
turn!
the power of my healing. This one's
I'm not...
Feel.
I'm not... You pay for...
Okay, I actually thought we were gonna die there, but we actually did pretty good. Not bad.
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
They're chasing us. They are on our ass.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
Excuse me?
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not... hugely? Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hoodle.
Okay, I like that one.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle!
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Law is innocent. Protect Law at all costs. That's our boy, that's our homie.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? He probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
Alright. Let's see what lies beyond this.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control.
Sorry, though.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like...
Like all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renin Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. And how Ganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. Oh, even before that. Just how many people, Renin or Danon, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
Another skit.
I wonder how the Red rolled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danons?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renins have committed grave injustices against the Danons. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danons too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
You're spinning.
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
Did you speak out? Did you speak out? Alright, let's see what it is then. Up to level 2F. Elite Renin soldiers charged by their lords with the monitoring of Danon's slaves and mechanized suits of samurai armor they wear enhance their strength, turning them into fearful steel giants. Yes, we've been known that. We have been known that. We have to fight someone.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
It's over.
I owe you, Xion.
Healing is what my art.
Your wings won't save you from me. I never miss.
Okay, here I go. You got fire.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
Still. Strike. All yours.
No
They're
further.
surrounding us.
No escape.
Illuminate the dark. Radiant blood. Here. Glimmer.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Holy land. I'm all set up.
Here I come. Lightning thrust. Rising falcon. It's over. Dragon swarm. Try this. Explosive ring.
Here's a healing art.
Take this.
Anything in the world.
Dazzle.
Reinforcements?
Here I come.
If it's in the
Sword
sky,
Rain
it's
Alpha.
mine. Illuminate
Dragon
the dark.
swarm.
A flame of fury.
Sword Rain Alpha.
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
It's over!
Talon Sword!
No escape!
Terminate Render! This one's mine!
You're finished!
I'll smash you!
Eat dirt! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
Dragon Shot!
No one shall escape
It's
my
over!
punishment now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Supra!
Get in the wind!
Not a chance! Rising Falcon! I'm not done!
Into the shadows!
Dragon Swarm!
Eagle Assault!
It's over!
If it's in the
It's
sky,
over.
it's mine! This one's mine!
Strike! Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Lightning
Kisara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Enemies incoming!
Then we'll take them down!
Luna Rondo!
Now!
My turn!
More incoming!
Hurricane! Eagle Dive! Talon Hurricane!
May a thousand gales tear you to shreds! Gusty nail! Now for something special! Radiant Pierce!
Shouldn't have messed with me! All good things ready and ready!
Oh, he's about to whip this thing's ass.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I love Bryce Paper's
Here and
voice.
slay! Reload!
He has such a unique voice.
Now you see what I can do!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
More?
Freezing storm!
Dragon Swarm!
Ice
It's
tornado!
over! Burn in hell!
I'll finish you here and now!
Take
Flying
this!
streak!
Be
Rising
still!
storm!
Strike! It's over!
Lightning condemned!
Take this!
Swallow
Damn! I'm not done!
Illuminate! We're in the home stretch, guys!
More
What she said. Keep calm and take them down! That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
Sword Rain Alpha!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Take this!
Thunder Field!
Sword Rain Alpha!
None
Sword Rain Alpha! I'm not
Get
done!
out in there with you!
This one's all mine! Try this!
Lightning Orb!
Explosive Ring!
One at a time!
Burn!
Here, let me help! First
Take
aid!
this! I'm not done! Sword Rain Alpha! Rising
Now!
Falcon!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Easy! Way to go!
No escape!
Where are you going?
Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Take this! No escape!
Do it!
Take this!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
More? I'm on! I'm not! Luna Rondo!
I'm all stuffed up!
Rising
Inferno
Falcon!
Punch!
I'm not done!
Oh, violent darting
Take
wind!
this! I'm on! I'm not done!
Sleep now!
Try this!
Get on in there with the others!
Explosive Ring!
Swallow Dance!
It's over!
I'll finish you here and now!
Big
Sword
with
Rain
your
Alpha!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! A flawless victory!
Take this! Not
Naturally!
today! Swallow Dance!
Something's wrong with me.
You just say the word and I'm there.
I can't believe it's come to this.
May a thousand gales tear you to shreds!
Take
Rip
this!
and tear! I'm on a roll now!
Dragon Swarm!
Eagle Assault!
You're finished!
Just what I needed!
Lightning Thrust!
Think with darkness!
Strike!
Swallow Dance!
Hear me! Flame
Sword
of
Rain
fury!
Alpha!
It's so stop! Armor won't save you!
Take this!
Dragon Roll!
Not today!
Do it!
Take this!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Right, next one!
I love the sound
Already
effects.
on!
You're finished!
Holy land!
Lightning Thrust!
Natalie! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Now to the wind! Escape my judgment!
No escape!
Photon flash!
Rising Phoenix!
Ray!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Hit!
Stardust! Luna
Here's
Rondo!
a healing arc!
Rising Falcon! Thanks! Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the
I'm not
dark!
done!
Annihilate!
I'll run you through!
Your arts are weak.
More? Strike! Take this! No escape! This one's all mine!
The wind!
Not today! Here I come! No escape!
Now!
Here I come!
Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Much more? I'm not done!
Mega ray!
I'll run you through!
Infernal Torrent!
I'm not done!
Ready?
Dragon Swarm!
You see what happened there as you crossed... Shouldn't have done that.
Burning strike!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Hey, 1,000 gales!
Over won't save! All finished! You hear it now!
Lunar Rogo! You're mine!
Where are you going?
You're finished! Dazzle! Here I come!
Lightning! Dazzle!
Dragon Swarm!
Here! I'm out of ammo!
Explosive ring! Next, my turn! I'm not done! Rising Falcon! Be still!
More without
Dragon Swarm!
None shall escape my judgment! Illuminate
Sword
magic
Alpha!
advance!
Take this!
Holy land!
It's on! Rising Falcon! Eat dirt!
I'll do it!
Goodwill! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
My turn! Blue Escape!
Sleep now! I can't hold on much
Sword
longer!
Alpha!
Now shall escape!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
That's over.
There's always room for improvement.
Always. That's the only thing I can buy for her right now.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them.
Let's see what's behind this door.
You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, then if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
Let's avoid that one for now. We can avoid that big fucker. We can avoid that big fucker. We avoided that big fucker.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw
We can definitely avoid
on the
that.
Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll have to inquire with Hevrecht 35 about it sometime.
yourself. This one's tough. I'll take you all off. Now I can let loose.
Hold on. Let me turn my mic up. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. No face cam. I don't do face cam.
You're mine! I can carve through armor! It's over! Now I'll tear you apart! You're mine! I'm on it! Escape!
I'll tear you apart! This one's mine!
Take this! First strike! Dragon form!
Lightning orb!
Be still!
Lightning! Illuminate the
Rising Phoenix!
Holy
First strike! You're mine!
Whirlwind blast!
It's on!
I really owe you one. So much for sitting this fight out.
Ignore!
Wouldn't be a complaint, I hear.
Nope, that is silly.
Lightning orb! Raging
Strike! Lightning thrust!
In here! Out of ammo! What?
Ooh, damn.
You're
Show
finished!
you what my art can do! Rise and
Try
shine!
hard! My turn! I'm on it! Blue escape!
Divine streak!
Dragon form!
Eagle of
Sword Rain Alpha! Lightning thrust!
Here I go!
It's over!
Anything in armor is
Hold
all
nothing
mine.
back!
Oh, okay.
Take this!
Mega Ray!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Dragon Swarm!
Oh, he's dead. We didn't even need to do our special fucking move thingy.
I need to be stronger.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Do we have to fight that thing? Can we avoid you? Can we avoid you? What's this?
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
Holy
I found some
cloak.
equipment.
It's probably for her. Yeah. Oh, that's a lot more defense. That's way better.
Let me take a look at it.
Right, well, it looks like we're gonna have to fight this thing. Can I? Nah, I didn't think so. Alright, fuck it, we're gonna whip its ass. Or it's gonna whip my ass.
Together, we've got this! Sword Rain Alpha! The flame inside me! You're free!
And dodge my sword.
You're
Oh, I
mine!
didn't.
I can carve through now I'm in the groove!
I'm not mind if I do.
It's over!
I never win!
I'm on it! Dragon Swarm! Talon Sword!
Back into the
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
That did plenty of damage.
Oh, take this!
Tempest Whirl!
Dragon Swarm!
Talon Hurricane!
Explosive Ring!
Where'd you go?
Take this! I'm not done!
Eagle
I'm
Kill!
just getting started!
Lightning condemned! Thunder Blade! Reload!
Eat dirt!
Oh, I fucking died. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me check. Items. Yeah, no. Because I don't want Xion to spend her, life magic thingy now. There we go.
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
Smash you! I'm on a roll now!
Go! You're
Sword
mine!
Rain Alpha!
Lightning orb!
You're finished!
Unexpert heaven ray!
You're mine!
Confiscated! That'll bring you down!
Eagle Fly! Be still! How about this? Soaring Light
That's a
Spear!
new one.
Talon Hurricane! Sword Rain Alpha! Dragon Swarm!
Lunar Hurricane!
Dark wind! Try harder! My turn!
Shouldn't have messed with
Charge
me!
like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
There we go.
Talent storm! Let the shot!
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
It's up! Burn!
Lunar corruption!
Swallow dance!
By the power of
You're
water!
mine!
Eagle assault! Gemini aqua!
Dragon
Shadow
form!
render!
Pieces!
It's
Attack
over!
time! Now you see what I can do!
Arrow squall!
The enemy
corruption!
heals
I don't even. Okay, back up.
See about that!
No! I won't give in!
Let the marksman handle this!
I'm sorry to keep on.
We've all got enough of it.
Yes, ma'am!
Starting wind! Carve now through all crossblade! Damn
These
it,
sticks have got your name!
Again? Damn, low.
Reload! I'll be saving this one!
Damn, low.
Crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Ignite!
Inspiration! I can see this
Here I
out
come! No escape!
in a vine.
Dragon
In here! Roll now!
Try this!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Do it!
Kizora! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
There we go.
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
Damn,
I
look at
expect
my
you'll be in high
health.
demand if that's the case.
Look at my damn health. There we go. Alright, we're gonna run past all these fuckers. We do not want to get involved with them. We do not want to get involved with them. But we're gonna have to fight those guys. Alright, let's go.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
It's him! Dragon form! I'm on it!
Annihilation!
Here I am! Sword rain out! Protect it! Dazzle! No escape! Rising Falcon! It's over! Lunar Rondo!
Eat this!
Stardust!
Anything in armor is all mine! Armor won't save you!
Here I come! Dragon form!
Watch this!
Try this! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Here I come! Sword rain alpha! Dragon form!
Liver dragon!
Do it! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! That training's paying off! Here I come!
Eagle assault!
Struck!
Resonance!
Dragon form!
Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle! Go! Do it!
Now! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more! My turn!
Mega ray!
I'm not done!
Do it! Shion! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Boom. That was a good fucking match.
Check out these
match, you know the
biceps.
fuck I mean.
Pretty glorious, right?
Why are guys so obsessed with their muscles?
Because these puppies have yet to let me down.
Okay, damn. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. We don't have to fight you, right? That's like optional, right? No, we definitely have to fight him.
This'll make us even more formidable.
Yes, yes it will. Let's give her fuck with that. Well, assuming we have to fight the Mantis, unless we're gonna take that, which I probably. Yeah, no. All right, we're gonna have to fight the Mantis.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
No! Take this! I'm on it! We'll escape!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
I'll crush you! Ah! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Yes, sir.
I'm on it! Here I come! Dragon Swarm!
Raging
Try harder! Take this!
Here goes!
Burn in hell!
I'll smash you! Now I'm in the groove!
I'm not done! You're mine!
Thunder Knuckle!
Luna Rondo!
Oh, now you're talking!
Air not red!
Rising Phoenix! Go big!
Power of water! Here, let's help! Let the
Take
light
this!
handle this!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Where are you going?
Sword! No escape!
Illuminate the
It's over! Take this!
Holy land!
It's time! Luna Rondo! Not today!
Need to pull myself together.
Here I come! No escape!
Hear me! Flame of fire!
Here I come! No escape!
Amazing.
Now I'm in the groove!
It's over!
Eagle Assault!
Freeze Lancer!
Rising Phoenix! Here I come!
Walling Gales! Tear you to shreds! Healing Gale!
What's this?
Dragon Swarm!
Talon Hurricane!
I know you, Dion.
Healing is what
Now
my
you
art
see
do
what I can
best.
do!
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
That's not true.
Dragon Swarm!
This is not
Dazzle!
ready.
Dragon Swarm!
Illuminate the...
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Alright, that hit the spot.
You're mine! I'm not...
Now we're not... So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a complaint idea.
Nope, that'd be silly.
To be let free!
Go get it!
Sword Rain Alpha! Try this!
Let's tear him up!
I'm ready!
Dragon Swarm!
I never miss!
All
Be
50
still!
now!
Luna Rondo!
Illuminate the dark!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's
Now I'm
for.
real mad!
Get behind me.
Illuminate
Guys,
the dark!
I'll leave it to you!
Here, let's go!
Go away!
Flash!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
It was a close
Not
thing.
bad. We will sneak past me again, close. Oh no.
Hey,
no.
what do you say we fight that shiny man?
Let's just say we don't. Move aside, move aside. Oh, god damn it. This is like one of the ones I hate the
This
most.
one's tough. You're finished.
You shouldn't have messed with me. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I can carve through armor!
Dragon Form!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah!
You picked the wrong fight.
To me! Take this!
Here, let me help.
No escape.
First aid!
Dark wind!
Dragon Form! Lightning thrust!
Auto dance! Denied!
Holy glimmer! Holy land! Freeze
Be
laser!
still.
I'm on a roll now! Eagle of
Good!
Lightning!
Let
the marksman handle this! Arrow mega! Where are you going? By the power of water! Annihilation! Lightning array! Raging cascade!
Rip and tear!
Explosive ray!
Ammo! Magic missile! Here's the airdrop!
Take this. Thanks. Prepare to be seen.
I'm all knocked up!
Burn in hell.
Mega ray!
Here I come.
Power of water!
You're finished.
Raging
Rising
cascade!
sun.
Smash you!
You're mine.
Steering club! In here!
Dragon Form.
Get on
It's
it
over.
together!
Here I
Here,
come.
let me help you! First aid! Bananas, let's go! Here goes!
Here I come.
Puddle! By the power of water! Magic is in!
You're finished.
Into the shadows!
Dragon
It was nice while it lasted. I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this. Blah, blah, blah.
Any more of this would help burn out.
I need to pull myself together. If it's in the
Dragon
sky,
Form.
it's mine. I never miss.
Talon Storm!
Raging storm!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Firmament
You're
laser!
mine. Try harder. Now. Here I come. This is bad, right?
Here, yes, Alpin. Very bad.
I don't participate. Here I come.
Thunder field!
I'm on it!
Raging cascade!
Dust to dust!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Photon!
I'm on it!
Here,
Dragon Form.
First aid!
Armor
Raging
won't
storm!
save you!
Here I come.
Here goes! Gemini
Dragon Shell! Glimmer
Take
Drop!
this.
I'm on a roll now!
No escape.
Annihilation!
It's over. Here I come.
Lightning
I'm
orb!
not done.
May 1,000
You're
gallons
finished.
carry this way! Lunar
Here I come.
corruption!
Watch it!
Time to let it rip.
Okay, Ryan.
Radiant hit!
Not jumping around.
Here I come.
This one's
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
That hit the spot.
This one's mine!
You're mine.
Perfect knuckle! Steel force!
It's over. Try harder.
Judgment!
My turn. This one's all mine.
Inspiration!
Dragon
in the
Form.
wind!
Time for one more!
Air thrust!
Ah! You picked the wrong fight.
Talon Storm!
Glacial spear! Here's eagle!
This could be enough to end it, but I'm not sure.
Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Jolene! Hey! Blow them away!
It was indeed enough to end them.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Yeah, but we're out of CP. This is a joke, right? You don't actually expect it. They expect me to fight that. That's wild.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Not my finest. You'll pay for that.
The law is down.
It can hide itself. Amazing. You're mine. I'm not done. You're finished. Crush. Sword Rain Alpha. Be still. Lunarongo. You're finished. Rising Falcon. Try harder.
I can carve through armor.
My turn. Try
Sleep
harder.
now.
This one's all mine.
Eat that.
I'm Dragon Force. You picked the wrong fight. Here I come.
Exotic punch.
Here I come. Thunderstorm.
I'll crush you. Lightning reflexes. Tenebrous claw. Eat this.
You're mine.
I'll finish you here and
Where
now.
are you going?
My turn.
Eagle assault.
Struck. I owe you more.
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough
You're
of it.
mine.
Yes, ma'am.
Lewis, get out. You're mine. Dragon Swarm. Dragon Swarm.
What?
Coming through. Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno.
Oh,
Now. Here I come. Lewis, try harder. Dragon Swarm.
Talon hurricane.
Lewis, escape. The flame inside me, yours to be let free. Prepare to be seized. You're not done. Take this. You're mine. I'm not.
Night ball.
Take this. Dragon Swarm.
Eat this.
Talon
hurricane. Hey, you okay?
I can still do this. Sword Rain Alpha.
You shouldn't have messed with me.
My judgment.
Talon storm.
Let the marksman handle this.
Rising Lightning.
Here,
Talon storm.
We got this. There we go.
Crush you.
just as well.
Lightning
I'm here to
reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
I'm
Be
going to
still.
need to use all the power of my healing arts to
Rising
accomplish
Falcon.
that.
In the
That'll
group.
bring you down.
Lewis, escape.
Talon
I heal
hurricane.
you all. Here, let me help.
Anything in armor is all mine. Coming. That frickin' does it.
Burn in hell.
An astral That's my cue.
Armor won't save you.
Shut him down. Dragon Swarm.
Eat this. Talon storm.
Okay.
Thanks for the healing. Watch yourself, okay? Yeah, you too.
Can't get out of this. These fists have got your name on. Now I'm in trouble.
Raging storm!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here, let me help.
Inspiration!
Take this. Lewis. Try harder.
Holy
Here I
Light!
come.
I'm ready. Here, let me help. I'm on.
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Facial spear.
Lady
Piercing dart.
inside me.
I can do this all
Raging
day.
laser.
Our demon blade.
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire.
That was badass.
This one's mine.
Raging cascade.
Here I come.
Dragon
Swarm.
All yours, Kisara.
Awesome.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
You're definitely way stronger.
Yeah, nothing motivates you like having stakes this high.
We're about to enter a boss room, so stakes are high. I don't know what we're gonna fight, but let's fucking go.
What do you think this place was for? Ah!
What the hell? Are they asleep?
No. They appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helganquil.
They're all human.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedures somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Danan, or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
Because they failed. Experiments failed.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
Alright, well. Here we go. I don't know why we're gonna fight, but I'm guessing it's either gonna be a really big monster or some super Helganquil. I was right, it's a giant monster. What the fuck is that? What in the fuck is that?
What is that thing?
Yeah, exactly my reaction.
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
It's ugly, that's what it is.
It's huge!
That's what she said. What's it called? The Valkylimnimans.
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
It's no ordinary zoo. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourself. All bets are off when it comes to this thing. It's over!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Now I'm in the groove.
None shall escape my
I'll
judgment!
smash you!
You require a
Fall
hand.
into
I'm not
thy
done! Eat this!
No further.
Here I come!
I'm on a roll now.
Sword Ray Alpha!
Radiant here!
You're finished!
Illuminate
not done.
Its head is sweet for you.
We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Here's a healing art!
You're mine!
First aid!
Blue escape!
Tempest Whirl!
Talon it's over!
I'm all stopped up! Annihilation!
You're mine!
Searing Flame! Dance in the wind!
Nice while it
Now!
lasted.
Take this!
Air Thrust!
I'm
Lunar
not done.
Corruption! Thunder Field! Lunar
finished.
Breath!
Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation! Sleep now! Sear Thrust! Let's get you out of the way! Here, let
Take
me
this!
help!
I'll finish you here and now.
Dragon Swarm!
It's
over!
Take
You're mine!
It's over!
I'm not done! You're mine!
Holy
It's
Land!
time.
Listen!
Now you see what I can. I'm on a roll now.
I'm going to need to... This one's mine!
Take this!
with
Blue
power.
escape! Stardust!
Here, let me
Lunar
help!
Rondo!
I'll tear you apart.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Dragon
Perhaps
Swarm!
now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Explosive
I'll
Ray!
heal you all! Lightning Orb! Healing Circle!
I'm not...
I really know you are.
Reload!
I'm sorry, Boss.
We've all got enough on our hands.
Let's get you
Yes,
out of
ma'am.
the way!
Struck!
It's all
Top
full.
field!
I lost my focus.
It's over!
The waters of creation!
Take this.
Magic!
Eat this.
Tidal wave!
Blah 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 magic.
You're finished!
Lightning Dash! Show me
Eat this.
Here I come! I'm not done!
Come forth!
Eagle Fly.
You're finished! You're mine! Blue escape!
Ready and ready. Armor won't save. I'll finish you here and now.
You picked the wrong fight! Take this! Dragon Swarm! You're finished!
Now I'm in the groove.
Take this!
In the sky,
punch.
it's mine!
Explosive Ray!
Let's tear 'em up.
Where are you going? Lightning Orb! Cyan Instant!
It's over!
Ready to go.
Back
You're
into the
mine.
fray! Annihilation! Lightning!
Lightning thrust!
Illuminate the dark!
Be still!
Holy Land! I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing art
still.
to accomplish this.
Rising
Dance in the wind!
Dazzle!
In here!
See what happened there as you crossed. shouldn't have done that.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Wonder how much damage that. A lot.
You picked the wrong fight.
Take this!
Here I come.
I'll smash you! I'll finish you here and now!
It's over.
Swallow dance!
Dragon Swarm.
Eagle's what?
Here's the you mind if I do.
Infernal punch!
I don't know what. Oh.
Gusty nail!
Eat it! Power of water! Talon hurricane! In a bind!
Lightning attempt!
Eagle side!
Thunderblade! Illuminate the dark! Come
Oh.
in, holy They're not playing around!
Burn.
Light Astral Circle!
Take this.
Talon
I'm
hurricane!
not done.
Searing Blade!
Watch this!
Raging Storm!
Take this.
Close
Dragon
Blade!
Dance. It's
Here's
over.
the evil!
No escape.
Raging Storm!
Dragon Swarm.
Eat this!
I'm not done.
I'm all started up! Shield!
I'm on it!
Annihilation! Mega Ray! Shield! By the
Shattering
power
out
of water!
pieces! Attack time!
I'll heal you all!
No
Here we go
escape.
again!
Light Astral Energy! Healing
It's over.
That came from...
Watch this!
Here I come.
Glimmer
Shield!
Blade! Far enough! In a bind!
Equal so mind if I do!
Talon hurricane!
Take this.
I'll finish you here and
Oh, what does it want me to do?
Watch out!
Dragon Swarm. Sword Rain Alpha. No
None
escape.
can escape my
Be still.
justice!
I'm not done.
knuckle!
Lunarongo. Take this. I'm not done.
Yeah, I'll be okay. Character.
Here.
Don't leave me! This one's mine! Thunderblade!
Here we go again.
Take
Here
this.
I go.
Dragon Swarm.
I could do this all day.
Mega Ray! Gemini
Sword Rain
Alpha!
Alpha.
Wind Astral!
Try harder. This one's all mine. Burn.
Nothing gets by me.
Raging
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a
In a
complete
bind.
idea.
Nope, that'd be silly. Eagle assault!
Dragon Swarm.
Here goes! Illuminate the dark!
Here I come.
Falling behind. Looks like this one's mine.
Like hell it is. Try this.
I'm all stuffed up. I'm on it. I'll end you. Watch this.
Here, let me help. The enemy is going all out! Here's a healing arm! This one's mine!
Sword Rain Alpha.
Holy Land!
It's over. The flame inside
This
me
one's
yearns
mine.
to be let free. Ignite.
Will this
You're mine. No
Raging
escape.
Cascade!
It's over.
Healing circle! Here's the wind!
Thanks, Shield.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry.
You're mine.
Denied! Here's the evil!
Crush.
Raging Cascade! Spread! Dance in the wind! And thrust!
You're mine.
Photon blast!
Crush.
Lightning Raging
What, I
Cascade!
can carve through armor.
Take this.
In here!
I'm not done.
It's about to strike!
Try this. Look sharp, everyone.
Here goes! Out of ammo! Whoa, hey! One at a time!
I'm on a roll now.
Cannon! Flame of Steel! Burning Shield! Glacial Spear! Get our evil together!
Try harder.
Whoa!
Here I come.
Talon hurricane.
Dragon Swarm.
I'm only getting
The
started!
flame inside me yearns to be let free.
By the power of water.
Here I come.
May the Holy
escape.
Gales tear you to
Be
shreds!
still.
Talon storm.
I can handle it! I never miss!
It's time. Talon hurricane.
Rising. Try this.
Spear!
Infernal
Here's evil!
current.
Spear!
Pierce evil!
Sleep now!
Dragon
Freeze!
Form!
This'll come in
Here I
handy.
come! Be still!
Lightning Orb!
Lunarongo!
Let's go!
Rising Falcon!
Lunar
Storm!
Corruption
Dragon
Field!
Swarm!
By the power of the
Here I come!
Anything in armor is all
You're finished!
not my finest.
You paid for that!
Into the
Take
sun!
it!
Air thrust!
Dragon Swarm!
Hold on to your now! I'm out of astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dolan's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure you all, I was merely stating the possibility.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean, there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
I guess this is the flip side of that pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.